That's what we believe.
I'm only starting right now because I'm late already. The brother's already speaking. Let him speak.
But if you is doing something, tell us what the fuck it is. And if there's some shit that we can handle, we might step back and give you a chance to do what the fuck you said you was gonna do. But if you don't, we'll burn this bitch to the ground. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I talk to your attorney general, talk to your mayor's office, talk to the police department. I talk to all the activist groups out here. I talk to the usual suspects like the NAACP, a lot of other groups that keep collecting money for that, you know what I'm saying? I talk to everybody trying to get to the truth. Because I don't live here, it's your house. So I brought my family with me, because y'all are family. Because y'all look like y'all need a little help. Not the kind of help that you can say about it, but the kind of help that put people in the hospital, put people in the ground, like they've been doing us. Because that seems to be the only language they understand.
That's
so
right.
Because of that, they were willing to talk to us, to me, behind closed doors, just like I was one of them. Y'all got me fucked up. I'm not one of them. I'm one of you. Only difference is I got thousands and thousands of guns, and people willing to use it. First, I want to salute all my members of the Not Fucking Around Coalition.
Salute. Whoa, what was that? This dude.
See, it's all right for the white boys do. They don't say shit. Matter of fact, they kind of go back. But it ain't no fun. With the rap, you got the gun.
This guy.
Because we don't hop to nobody. And y'all understand why we out here. I want y'all to know something. Something happens. And y'all don't hit the ground. That's your fault. I'm giving you fair warning. My people will defend themselves if attacked. NFC, y'all understand that, right? And I'm going to say it publicly. We will not shoot you. We will kill you.
Peace.
Now I got that out of the way. NFC, take a seat, take a knee. Relax. We were family right now. Let it down. Put it down. So let me go ahead and tell y'all a little story. Once upon a time, a place called Louisville. White folks, they put it here because they stole everything out there for him. They named it after one of their kings. Black folks brought y'all here to make you work for free. When that didn't work, they let you loose. They told you to pick yourself up by your bootstraps for the years. Understand what I'm saying to you? And over the years, a system has grown in place where y'all work for them. Y'all abide by these laws. And y'all are victims of their judicial system. The police grew out of the slave control. So the culture hasn't changed the whole time. Y'all know I'm not lying about it. They still catching slaves. But they apprehend their fellow citizens. But they catch slaves. Now let me teach for a minute. Slave catchers didn't have to bring you back alive.
I feel my posting this, man. That's more than exceptional right there, man. Thanks for capturing the message. As you know, the media is going to spin it how they choose to spin it. We'll get to that. Right now, just let the man build.
Under the false impression that people are serving to protect you. But you can tell that actions speak louder than words. So, I tell you one thing. And they do another, right? I mean, come on, y'all, right? Y'all act like y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So when they want to make money, sometimes y'all do things the right way. They go to school, get a job, you know, when they work. But if they won't, what you got? Authorize the creation. The secret force. Good job. They didn't know about this shit at first. You see, some of them got their hands in the money. So the gentrification happens, they get rich. Now, I hate to tell y'all this without jeopardizing the investigation. Because the feds are involved in this shit. They played a trick on y'all. They got y'all mad at the wrong motherfucker. For real. And I'm saying he don't deserve to be mad at because the shit he's done. But the people that y'all should be mad at is the people that's being the quietest the most. They're not afraid of losing their job. They're afraid of going to jail. So, in the case of Miss Taylor, we got law enforcement that lied about getting a warrant. They lied when they went there or who they were looking for. The craziest part of all is y'all stop spreading rumors about that girl who got shot and moved up in there. He didn't have a motherfucking thing to do with it at all. The brother they were looking for, he wasn't there. Fuck when they say he wasn't there. The brother who was there, all my brothers, did what you supposed to do. Defend the motherfucking queen. Defend your motherfucking queen, that's what I said. Don't stand there videotaping. That ain't defending the queen. I don't care how independent she is. I don't care how strong she is. I don't care what power she got. She feel that way for a reason. She's supposed to be strong enough to roll with her. A lot of y'all ain't strong enough.
You told me what?
But it ain't your fault. Because they took your dad. The one who's supposed to give you the blueprint on how to be a man. Don't get mad that your mama raised you. Because mothers produce beautiful daughters and big ass boys, not grown ass men. Don't get mad. It's the grand design, y'all. We the only race that they want to be mad. That's what I'm happy. But everybody else ain't saying that shit about men. For sisters, you've been brainwashed. Because you see what happened now? It's the brothers that became in for the sisters. Y'all can stop that shit off being on the video. That ends today. All black people. I am not as strong. All right. We love y'all too. That's why I got to salute all special noise out here. Before I go on, I have to salute all of my international members of the NFAC. We're not just here in America. We're in France, we're in Africa, we're in Colombia, we're in Haiti, we're in Jamaica, we're every motherfucking way. So I want to salute them because they're watching this right now. Y'all don't know, but all the eyes of the world are on us right now. So white people, stop trying to project on us the shit you do. We don't go out and just attack people. You do. We're not threatening people. You do. We don't go and get people together because y'all think we don't go door to door and kill people. That shit you used to do to us. We're here to protect our people. We're here to self-police our people. And I can announce today that we cut an agreement with Louisville. We're not just here for today. We're going to stay in the city and work along with those people to build community policing. We'll show y'all how to do it until you can do it for yourself. We're not here to be reactive. We're here to be proactive. We're going to stop shit before it happens. See, we're going to get to know way nothing up to Boogie and all of them. Y'all notice I said it different. Y'all know what it is. Boogie and them. Gangs. See, we got law-abiding gun control, but we also got the hitters with us too. We got the bangers with us too. We got the boys behind bars with us too. We got the Black Nation behind us too. So I need to salute them before I go on. The last thing I want to say for the NFAC, if y'all don't believe we real, we've done more in 2 months than some motherfuckers have done since they've been in existence. Y'all need to give us a motherfucking hand. I want to lift up the Black Panthers, the new Black Panthers.
Y'all want to see the comments and shit? Drop a 1 in the chat if you want me to show the comments, because you know the comments be triggering sometimes. But if you want me to show the comments, drop a 1 in the chat.
Y'all see we unified. It's unity. That's what the fuck you looking at over there. That's unity. That's what I see over here. We unified. And some people scared of that. Because if we unify, they don't have a reason to exist anymore. You see, ain't no money in the cure, money in the treatment. You gotta keep coming back. You know, another protest, but fuck that. We need to put an end to this. So today, we'll let y'all know what I found out. Because all eyes on me, right? Let's just take it real careful. We thought when we came here, that when we left, we officers were being cut.
Look at him, look at him, look at him.
We thought that when we left here, y'all be jumping up and down.
Look at him, look at him. Look at him.
When I talked to you,
look at him.
He told me the truth. I ain't like what he told me. But then he told me why. Now I'm gonna ask a question. I'm sure hand he's a racist vote out here. Put your hands down. It's not the police that can fix this. It's y'all that vote that can fix this. Because the only way you're gonna fix this Y'all got to get rid of your name. I don't need no election. All of y'all got to vote that motherfucker out. Because the reason that he couldn't do his he couldn't do his job, because the mayor didn't give him the whole motherfucking case. And the reason he couldn't give him the case, because there was nothing to give him. We had somebody get shot down the street.
Oh, he admitted it. Somebody did get shot by mistake. Damn, nigga don't never get on the mic and admit that shit. Damn, bro. Tripping.
They made a crime scene right there. Started questioning people. Drawing chalk and shit. Trying to find out what happened. They didn't do that for this town.
Somebody said we need the mayor. We need the mayor. Mayor bike lane gone. What? All right, if that's what you feel to get it done. You got systemic issues and you talking about one of the lowest people on the totem pole talking about we need the mayor. But if that's what you think's gonna do it. So hateful, they're trying to start a war. Lorna Rose Fulkerson, they are trying to start a war. The ones who are out there protesting the death of Breonna Taylor, who the police went and kicked in her house, it was the wrong house. And then the response is to send more federal troops. But it's these men. They're trying to start the war. Get the fuck out of here, Lorna. I have mixed grandkids is the new I have a black friend. You cut her shit to piss. Cut hers to piss. Quickly.
Now that it got so big, you got so much attention.
That's probably true.
Now you got the black militia here. Now they trying to hurry up and fix this shit.
Shoot each other, blame Whitey, so done be. You know, get your goofy ass out of here, fake avatar having troll. So apparently mayor is blaming police and police and AG are blaming the mayor, and all of them are on the low end of the government totem pole if you think this is political. No, this is survival. Where them 3%ers at said they was gonna run up. They supposed to be on the other side of the barricade doing security. Where they at though?
When we went to Stone Mountain, they threatened us. We didn't go to talk about no goddamn statue. They said they were going to start shooting black people on the 4th of July.
And they is whooping this woman over her grandkids, mixed grandkids comment.
We didn't get shot.
That just means your child slept with a black person. They is cutting her to piss. That's hella funny. Shoot that shit.
We hope we don't have to shoot nobody.
We ain't want to have to shoot nobody. Nah, we ain't the ones. We ain't come out here to not shoot nobody. Came out here to protect our people. That's what I heard. That's a reason. Get it. Fuck is you? All these weirdos. You're done. What they say? What they say? What they say? Get them. All right, man, that's enough with the comments. I'll be distracted into them all day. Right, Tariq Bey. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. The rabbit never needed a gun. The rabbit wanted carrots. The rabbit wanted celery. It wanted to eat healthy. And you know, them rabbits be getting it in. It wanted to reproduce and have a healthy family. And that's what that rabbit wanted to do. Yeah, man, let me take these comments off. I'll be there all day. Let the brother speak. I'm going to shut up.
That is Attorney General now has to take what they gave him. But they got to reconstruct the motherfucking crime scene, y'all. They got to go and do what these motherfuckers didn't do.
You know why what we do is necessary? I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to show you why what we do is necessary. Because on the other side, this is how they want to report it. You see this? Watch this. If you just look it up, NFAC in Louisville, this is how they want to report it. Gunshots fired as rival militias face off in Louisville. Live updates. Accidental gunshots. Breonna Taylor protests. NFAC plans to hold an armed march. Breaking news. They have arrived.
4 months to rebuild the crime scene. Now hold on, let me finish it. Told y'all you were like. So I told him you ain't got 4 months. Check the roof. 2 o'clock. Assume the position. Now. Two o'clock. I don't know who the fuck you are, but you about to get shot.
Distance. It's made it clear that the best memories don't happen miles apart.
Thank you.
They happen when we're all...
The NFAC says that it's old.
NFAC, we good. So I told him you don't have that long. I'm gonna need you to treat this one right here just like you did the people who sitting on your front yard. You didn't have no problem. Get felonies put on them real quick. Then I told him you need to call the prosecutor's office and tell them stop doing same old. Because they're gonna get fucked up too. You know why you at? Call the Metro Police Department and give them the same message. They're gonna get fucked up too. Then when you get done with all that, holler back at your boy. And he called me back. Because he hollered back at his door. Then we talked about, as soon as we get the case, we're gonna get this shit done. And I guarantee you, we're gonna do what we gotta do. I said, you gonna lock some motherfuckers up? He said, we're gonna do what we gotta do because you gonna lock some motherfuckers up.
All right, I got you.
Case just this past week. The normal turnaround time for them is 8 weeks. They trying to get it done in public. And y'all can't make nothing happen faster than it's possible. For the NFAC.
Yeah, they changed off that shit real fast.
We're gonna give them 4 weeks from today. Y'all ain't made no noise, y'all ain't talking about it. I want you to look at your watch, check the date, look at 4 weeks from now. And if the powers to be don't come before you and announce arrest, now we talking about lie. And we don't like being lied to.
Here's a report.
Because y'all have plans.
The 3 percenters plan boots on the ground in Louisville to counter black militia. And so you'll have on the other side, they're saying we're the ones looking to spark war, that the NFAC are the ones that are looking to spark a war. Nah, man. That happened days ago. And the person in the comment section said it was them, they're all one and the same. That's a fact. That is a fact.
Because we showed up and we are blowing up.
Anyway.
So that we won't be here. Because we came anyway. Now we all in division. And I don't want y'all to say Louisville did this. Nah. Because if y'all did, it would be here. Y'all gonna have to change some things down here. We need y'all to act like us. Y'all got going. Y'all got black boots.
They keep talking about we need to get the mayor off. This is what they're talking about here, Mayor Greg Fisher.
Shit, they making you
Get your
wear
punk ass out of here. Black Lives Matter likes to try to take that thing, spin it, and the narrative like to be the outside agitators is what they call NFAC, outside agitators. But Breonna Taylor was murdered March 13th. Nigga, this is July. All right.
I don't want to see this rainbow shit I'm seeing right now. I want to see black from one end, all the way to the other end, all the way to the back, all through every neighborhood, everywhere. There's people watching us right now. They're standing there in front of y'all. The black on. They couldn't make it down here. They up this motherfucker with a black on. Got their young ass bead money. They white neighbor right there. Because we united. We need y'all to be united. 4 weeks. And then, now I'm talking to the government. Now I'm talking to the mayor. Now I'm talking to y'all city council. Now I'm talking to Mr. Hunt. I know y'all looking for a reason to label us as a terrorist group.
They looking for a reason.
You already trying to kill me once.
That's what they don't want.
They don't see y'all gonna let them kill me. Louisville, y'all gonna let them kill me. Black America, y'all gonna let them kill me.
That's right. That's right.
You see, y'all wake up the black nation. And y'all ain't had nobody speak for us in over 60 years. So I'm everybody. I'm Malcolm. I'm Martin. I'm Huey. I'm Stokely. I'm Angela. I'm Kareem. I'm Harry. Shaka Zulu.
Talk to him. Talk to him. Talk to him. Talk to him.
And I'm walking black consciousness.
I am walking black consciousness. Talk to him.
Wake up, you gotta get out.
No, they're still, snipers are still here.
So I need y'all to agree with me. 4 weeks from today, we're gonna come back here and we should have an answer, right? If not, I need y'all to repeat after me. If we don't get the truth, the whole truth, and the fucking truth, we are going to burn this motherfucker.
Make some noise out this bitch.
Now, in all fairness, I want to give props.
All right, man. Let's see what we got here, man. It's B1 Brother Moses, part of the B1 Network, affiliate reporter here, broadcasting a restream for Maxwell Mitchell, who's on Facebook with about 8.5 thousand. I figured I could do my part by keeping this programming running here for the legendary Top Cats, who opened it up this morning. And he had to go and run some business and things. He was looking for them to continue the march. So I picked up the mantle where the legendary Top Cats, also in the black media spaces here on YouTube, picked up the mantle where he dropped off, which is right here at the Grandmaster J speech. He's up. He's on that Capitol steps, and he's surrounded by brothers and sisters there who are also exercising their constitutional rights. Man, this is the second one. And so I saw the one that was in Atlanta, and I thought that it was a little bit rough, but now I'm starting to see some patterns here. It is rough. It's not going to be as organized and as, as chain of commandish as one might expect. But and when I say that, that's just my own projection into what we see here. And so there I have to check and correct myself, projecting information from a veteran's perspective into a Black First demonstration. And in this case, this is a formation, an armed formation. The next thing that Top Cats was looking for was the mobilization. So as you move that unit from one space to another space, will it always be those spaces that are governed by the police force and governed by the media? Or is there that lawlessness effect that people would anticipate when you're talking about armed folks? Why do you anticipate that, you ask? I say it's because of the very real scenario of the 3%ers actually taking their position on the other side of the barricade, or their position as infiltrators, or on their own blocks and corners that are adjacent to where they're currently at Baxter Park. That's why that's going to be important. We can sit behind the computer monitor and just say it, and we can see it as people are sharing the information in real time. But how do we break that down? How do we add the feedback? How do we add the educational components? So I'm B1 Brother Moses. I thought I'd keep it lit, keep it moving for Top Cats. I'll be here, man. Let me know if you drop something in the chat. I'll try to respond to it the best I can. I don't always present my own information. I'll just go to what the sources are currently reporting, just because that's out there. It's convenient. It's easy. The information that I have sometimes I feel goes a little bit too deep into like a doxing level. Right now, it's not about that. It is about the Breonna Taylor movement getting its armed faction, its armed representation. It's been missing that. You don't have armed people go inside a Black person's house, kill them, and then there's nothing. And so this no justice, no peace conversation has to continue to happen. But our conversation as Black media is not nearly going to be as impactful as going to her mother's house 500 deep. Well, the expectation was about 5,000 NFAC members would show up and be in formation. The expectation was about 5,000 members of the Not Fucking Around Coalition would show up here. And there in Louisville, they call them the outside agitators. They find whatever reason they can to try to make it seem like it's a battle against domestic terrorism when it's really not. This is still for restorative justice to the family that lost a life. And that respect and that courtesy shouldn't be something that even denotes a conversation. But when you see the 5,000 strong and they feel that immense fear that any of these 5,000 could be lawless, reckless, Pookie and Ray Ray thugs and start causing mass devastation to the same symbolic gesture of white police officers given a blue shirt. But now they see Black men and women with black shirts, and they're not afraid of the white police officer in the blue shirt, but they are afraid of the Black police, of the Black will police our community type representative, mindset. They're afraid of them. And what does it do? It causes a juxtaposition of fear that says, now, how do you then, if you're afraid of the Black one in the black shirt, how do you not then respect an equal justice claim that said you wouldn't want one of these Black persons with the black shirt to go in your home and kill your loved ones, or go in your loved one's home and kill any of them? Equal justice would then say, if you know that to be true, then it shouldn't matter if it was a white officer in a white shirt or a white man in a white shirt. You'll be talking about just the justice itself. But because they cannot seem to understand even that logic, or maybe they do. Maybe they do, and that's just the boo-boo the game full that makes these type of formations necessary. That's my opinion on it, but we'll get back to it in a second. I don't like to be too long-winded unless I'm really teaching. So I'm going to just keep the information flowing here until we have another member of Black YouTube decide to pick up the story and continue to run it. I am here in the comfort and convenience of Arizona, and I am not there with my NFAC brothers. And they got police officers on rooftops with automatic weapons, and they got people walking throughout who have their armaments of warfare. And because of that, just like the George Floyd incident, cameras do need to be on. And so I would ask that if you're watching it, you could share it with a friend, somebody that you probably got 4,000 people or maybe 1,000 in your Facebook that you can hit the like and share. On Facebook, it is Maxwell Mitchell who is live streaming right there on the ground. That live stream is where you can see all of the comments that are there. Some of the other information that I've been sharing is here from the Courier Journal. They were also up early even when the incident that Grandmaster Jay confirmed there, which fuck. Yeah, but they were up early actually breaking this story. It happened about 2 days ago. This was anticipated. They did not show up unannounced. They checked in like a real nigga should. They checked in, and after checking in, they determined their routes and all of those different things. The police came in, put in the barricades, and the message was on YouTube. And on the other side, the far right, is the 3%ers. And so where are those 3%ers? This ain't them unless you're saying they are part of this agency. And so the big conversation that's happening is this word about agency. And from all the way up to the White House, sending in more federal agents to deploy more agents into this social unrest period and into the spaces where we're operating. Why do they do that? Because they're not willing to deal with the real issues. Nobody wants armed men running into their homes and threatening their families. And that's what happened to Breonna Taylor. And that's what's happened to so many. And not just inside the homes, but on the street corners, from the stores, and all the spaces where we operate. Nobody wants a state sanctioned, violent, and I don't even know what to say after that, a state sanctioned, violent dictatorship over them. And when I'm looking at this, I look at it from a couple of lenses, right? Number one, both sides here, whether you're the 3%er or the NFAC, both sides want the moral high ground of saying we are exercising our constitutional right, which is why this big armed black militia, why they keep having to say it as such. And that's number one, the right to exercise one's constitutional rights. That's on the far right and on the far left. So both will have the right to, number one, say what they want. That's number one. And we have to keep our media going. Their media can keep saying, oh, well, there's gunshots fired and all of that shit. They can try to make it seem like it's disorganized. It's on us to keep telling them how necessary this is and that this wasn't even us. We are the ones who were provoked into action. With a state of peace, we never had to be here in the first place. If their officers or their agents got it right the first time, then we don't have to be here in the first place. Their willingness to break their own rules and then not hold themselves accountable for the rules they just broke. Major rule, whether it's even Christianity, thou shalt not kill, or murder, if you want to take the equivocation of the word thou shalt not kill and make it about murder. What they did was commit a murder, and then government sanctioned it by 4 months later. It's now in the hands of the attorney general, and we have to investigate hundreds of people. And that's what they're using as a stall tactic instead of bringing true justice. And so because of that, you see all of these black men and women that are on the front lines, and they are demonstrating in the very real, very scary, if you want to call it, very juxtaposed position of one that goes all the way back to the founding of this great nation. And as you look at these comment sections, I'm gonna bring them back up, but you will see that there are a lot of white people who really don't believe in those constitutional rights. By the words of the things that they are saying, they don't know that same constitution that they're talking about. And they're living in a perpetual state of fear, to which we're not responsible for their fears. We then are responsible for the protection and preservation of our own people despite their fears. And that's where we're at here. And that's why I wanted to let the brother build. I got a lot of comments for the leaderhead, the Grandmaster Jay, perspective wise and position wise and history wise and all of that. But shit, that's just me, man to man. You don't have to agree with them. The reason they're there is the most necessary. So, all right, it looks like they're giving us some pushback here on the Facebook live stream of the broadcasting. I don't know if it's Maxwell Mitchell. I don't think it would be Maxwell Mitchell, because they build in a share button right here for us to be able to share this information in real time with our networks. And so that's what I'm doing here. But it looks like they're giving us a bit of sorry, we're having trouble playing this video. They may be blocking or buffering right there in Louisville. Sometimes when we have these marches, like I was fortunate enough to attend the Million More March, I believe it was called, in 2015 there in DC. And one of the tactics that they use is to suppress the internet bandwidth in a certain location so that messages can't get out or in. We also saw that happen during Hurricane Katrina. There was an overwhelming response across the nation to, check in with loved ones and see what was going on and see if you can help. and that over inundated those systems. And so one of the things that they do is shut those systems down. And so inside of that area, it's like a black spot, or like being put under a tin can, a tinfoil hat. You don't have communications. They shut that down. And that's what it looks like is happening right here to the video. So, all right, man, we got so much that we could continue to do. I try to keep this conversation flowing. We'll see if they bring back up the live stream. I can check out a couple of more sources, but again, these are the sources that were provided by the legendary Tot Cats. He's also in Black YouTube. Let me drop him in there, drop his name in there one time. He woke up early in this morning to bring y'all this information, but he had to go. And so I said, man, let me go on and do what a real nigga's supposed to do and keep that information flowing. But that's where I got it from. He kicked it off this morning. Check out his channel here on YouTube. The brother goes in on the indigenous tribes or the Aboriginal people here in America, Black folks here in America. It says we have no nation. And so that part of the conversation must be had. If you want the information that he has, go listen to him. He drops it heavy and he gives a lot of the sources of where he got his and why he's on his journey. He makes that very clear, what he's learning along the way. He can talk about the, the wars with the indigenous people, like the Creek Indians and the Seminoles and the Maroons and all of those. But he also goes even deeper and talks about those who are up there in New York. He brings it back and makes it relevant to today's argument about reparations and so many other issues about the Black identity politic. So that's the legendary Tot Cats who's over there. That's my guy. Like I check him out, and like I even go back if I missed the live streams, I watch some of the streams that he also have. It's hard catching up because people do have a lot of content, and there are a lot of Black YouTube channels that you can rock with. So I tell you, there's a lot going on today. This is one of the most prominent stories that are out there. I'm trying to stay tuned because, as you know, the white militia is the one that is prone towards they're normally the ones who would run inside of that Capitol and go after the, if there's anybody in there, they're trying to make their message known to the people inside of the building. All of that shit, as they called it there. And so because of that, I try to stay a little bit aware or cognizant of how they move as well. But I don't follow them too much. I don't know all the different groups and who their leaders are and all of that conversation. I'm not going to take it that far. I'll share a little bit right here while we still wait for the stream to come back up. Let me see if I hit the refresh. Does that do it? Let's see what happens. What up, Cuddy? This content isn't available right now. When this happens, it's usually because the owner only share it with a small group of people, changed who can see it, or it's been deleted. That's crazy. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Anyway. Yeah, that's me. I have nothing to hide, man. Veteran of the United States Army. I can give you the perspective one way or the other. You could take this information and like it. You could take this information and not like it. You can thumb it down or thumb it up, that is to say. But the information is there. The information is ours, and the information is relevant. We have to continue to tell these stories. So one perspective from the comment section was saying that these 3%ers and the police are one and the same. I would not disagree with that statement. I kept this going in the background. As you hear, it has like a nice little ring to it, and it kept pace while we were watching the information earlier. But in this video, you do see the overwhelming white folks that are a part of this order, this go and keep order unit. There are a couple of African Americans there who are, I feel for them. I feel for their soul, their consciousness, because it's either A, the African American men who are now called and armed to go and potentially have to fire their weapon at the Black people fighting for the Constitution. That's got to be hard. Like anybody who says, well, what about Black on Black crime, should first look at the Black police officers and understand how hard it must be for them in their soul or in their consciousness to then have to go and turn their guns against that other group. And to say, I'm not Black, I am not a part of a nation, I'm not a part of a people, I don't have an identity, I am now just blue. That's a rip. That's even worse than the W.E.B. Du Bois dual consciousness, where you're not Black enough and you're not American enough. So if any injustice happens to you and your Black family, which is why they're out there again, Breonna Taylor, injustice happening to the Black family and the Black community, you then have to still side with the people who are against it. So that's A, that your consciousness is just ripped. It's ripped to shit. Or it's B, you actually do believe that you are blue. You actually do believe that it's not about blackness. You actually don't feel a part of the black community, and you actually do want to take the life of your American citizens. So that goes for any of them, but most specifically for the African Americans who are in these uniforms marching as well, who are part of the Blue Coalition, or who are part of what has been said, the 3% in Louisville, right? So either A, it's just a rip on your soul, or B, your consciousness, or B, it's your soul, because you actually do not feel like you're a part of the black anymore. You're not a part of us. And then all the way towards the most evil, where you are looking forward to busting a nigga with one of these sticks, taking a life if you have to, doing what you got to do. You actually look how you walking right here. This one. I mean, where's my grenades at, nigga? You got to check and make sure you got your grenades, my dude. Make sure you got them. Look at him. Watch this. Do I got my grenades? Oh yeah, I got it. You got it. It's like when you walking into the casino or something, you're like, damn, do I got my wallet? You want to make sure. I'm like, hey, you got that? Boom, boom. Where my phone at? Boom. It was like he just left the house and his wife was sitting there like, bye, babe. And she gave him a kiss. And he was like, wow, that was a good kiss. And then right when he got outside, he was like, where my cell phone at? He started tweaking like, where's his cell phone at? Like he wanted to make sure he had all the armaments of war that were needed and necessary for this mission. And this mission is complicated because even though there is the police are the 3%ers, there are also the people who are not a part of the police force. So I'll take the conversation away from its equivocation and say, let's identify that there are people who claim to be a part of the 3%ers, just like there are members of the NFAC, or the Armed Black Militia. And because of that, now you're in a real tough position. Do you aim your armaments of warfare at the 3%ers who are not a part of the police force? Do you aim them at the black folks who have every right to be there? Or do you aim them at just regular people on the streets who are attending the Breonna Taylor protest or demonstration? So who do you, as an agent of the law, who do you aim your weapon at? Is it the regular protesters and demonstrators, the regular citizens? Is it these outside agitators or this NFAC? Or do you aim them at the 3%ers, the counter protesters? This nigga here who don't, where my phone at? Panic button, because you had to make sure you had the armaments. All right, so let's scroll through a couple of more of these here and see what it is that people are actually saying. And then we'll provide a bit of our own counter narrative. And then I'm gonna let y'all get back to it because it does look like the live stream has been canceled. We are in that cancel culture. All right, so it was about an hour ago. He said, if these people want to be cosplay the army, why not just go join the army? They will even pay you. And so my only rebuttal here is that many of those people do have jobs already. They got to go to work on Monday. They absolutely do. They do have to go to work on Monday. Yeah, they already have a job. This is not the civil rights argument where they're just going to the military because it's a paycheck. And it's not just about being a part of the army, but the army then, this is an idiot, this Mav guy, politically charged, nerd raging, tech loving son of a gun. Now you're just confused. The army is a different unit inside of this mobilization. Let's just go off this. We are one nation and we already have an army. And then separate from that army, based on the same constitution, you have the militia. A well-regulated militia is what it's intended to be, that if the federal government steps out of line or starts abusing its power, i.e. state-sanctioned murder, then the people have the right to defend their communities, their property, their loved ones. That's where you're at. So saying join the army then puts you against the people who are being who are having their liberties suppressed by that same government. It would be the wrong side of the argument for them to join the army. But I thank you for that. Now, cosplay is a word that they were using just to denigrate, just to be a smartass and to be sarcastic. They're not playing dress up. That's not what they're here for. And in fact, if the bullets start flying, these are the ones who will be forever etched in history as our martyrs. And I can tell by the fake avatar and the games and the nerds, this kid is probably raised in the household on the other side, not the 3%er police force, but the 3%ers who believe that the white counter protesters are in the right here and that the federal government or even the army should be on the side of the counter protesters. And that's just the wrong thing to say. But I digress. We'll keep going. because there's bad company. We have already broke that one down. I don't know who these people, these faceless avatars. Like I show my name, I show exactly who I am, and what it is that I represent. What I represent, I am an African-American veteran. And in this era of social unrest, these conversations need to be had. Hiding behind a Candy Graham avatar doesn't save anyone. It's not about losing your job when people are losing their lives. And so they keep trying to downgrade this to be just another march or another protest. No, this is a necessary thing to happen. And so here's the governor. Of course, the governors need to say this. They need to continue to do what they have to do. No mask and no service campaign. Who the fuck? Oh, no. You know what happened? I went down. Well, look at this. Sandy Hook promise. The shooter who murdered my beautiful butterfly, Dylan, carried 10 30-round magazines into Sandy Hook Elementary. In just 4 minutes, he shot 154 bullets, killing 20 children and 6 educators. Sign our petition demanding action to prevent school shootings now. So this is similar. Sign our petition is not what we're asking for, though. There's no petition. Sign the NFAC petition to stop police from executing a faulty warrant and getting away with it. It wasn't even a warrant for them or a no-knock warrant. It was the wrong house. All of this shit is plain and simple. So no petition needed. And the reason why they're there today is because this shit didn't happen. But this is how they want to take action. But I think the most important part of this conversation is here. 10 30-round magazines. When I'm talking about that black person who was walking, like, let me make sure I got my cell phone, in that panic. 10 30-round magazines is a hell of a lot of devastation for one person. So if you call 5,000 people to the battlefront and they can each deliver 154 or more or less rounds in 4 minutes, you are asking for a hell of a lot of a strong message being sent? No, you are asking for a hell of a lot of a pushback. And that's the word I use. You are definitely asking for a hell of a lot of a pushback. 154 bullets in less than 4 minutes, in just 4 minutes. Take that shit and roll with it. Because now you're asking, when you look at NFAC or when you look at the 3 percenters, you're asking for hundreds, if not thousands of people who can deliver this type of devastation. And so while they can try to sign a position for school shootings, and I would always just use the argument that be some white people shit, these school shootings and shit, I understand the dilemma of feeling like somebody is taking a life and there is nothing that we can do about it. And so let's go with this one. So we have the latest, what an intense day, brief, praying for peace and justice. So this is somebody with a turtle. Okay, Louisville protest is the hashtag that we see going out there. Our foes. When the second civil war starts, blunt smoking, self-shooting morons. Yawn. Interesting. Liberalism is a mental disorder. So this is far right, probably somebody who wants to affiliate with the 3%, but just maybe has not found it within themselves to take that step. Like when you say the Klans members without their uniforms on. So the all-black armed militia known as NFAC is in Kentucky protesting police, but one of them accidentally fired and hit 3 other NFAC members who are now in life-threatening condition after emergency services, including police, came in to save them. The only thing that I take from this is that compartmentalize. There have to be people a part of the armed militia, or however you want to say it, that can treat a fucking gunshot wound if you're talking about having hundreds and hundreds of people in a space. So like once the gunshot fires, people take a knee, right? And so if you have all of these people who are in this space and you're talking about gunshots and a lot of gunshot wounds, then you should also have people as a part of your militia who can treat a gunshot wound. That's the only thing that I would have to say about that, and I would move forward. If they want smoke, they'd show the fuck up when the black people show the fuck up. If they don't want smoke, they can keep tweeting this shit. All black armed, not fucking around holds rally in Memphis. So yeah, here's what we're going to need. We're going to need more African Americans to run the counter narrative, a beautiful, peaceful movement, or the Great Formation number 2, not fucking around, get serious. We need all of these headers to be put into the media so that when they're these smart machines that start running and present what the latest trends are. I just hit latest, and all we have is the 3 percenters and people who want to affiliate with 3 percenters running the narrative. And so no matter where black people turn, all we're going to get is this same information that, you know, and the same sentiments about some black person shot a black person, black on black crime. Now, hell no, we need more little baby Sosas out here reminding them this is still justice for Breonna Taylor 4 months later. This is still Second Amendment rights, like Bliss Bay says. That's 3 minutes ago. Now, like, Trump is a racist. I don't know who the fuck this is and why they would want to make it about that, but go ahead if that's your name tag. But Kappa Alpha Psi, they are international. I was told that men and women all over the world are joining NFAC. Facts. Just like the EFF movement in South Africa. They don't think that this is a global phenomenon because they're limited. This shit is bigger than the coronavirus. They feel like they can handle the coronavirus, but they cannot handle having state-sanctioned violence, especially when it's armed at the most, you know, the most, I want to say it in the way that I feel it. The state-sanctioned violence is aimed at the most powerful group of people in this planet. And that's going to get into the pseudo melanin type of conversation. But so I'm going to just say it and move the fuck forward. Anyway, a good morning, Louisville, Kentucky. Today, an all-black militia group called the Not Fucking Around Coalition is holding an armed rally for Breonna Taylor, expected at noon. Conservative militias are already gathering to counter it. I'll be covering all day. All right, and so he said they'll be covering all day. They dropped a couple of the images. When they see, here it is. When they said I'll be covering all day, and I say this is probably somebody who was either 3% or signing up or wanted to be for the 3%. Let's see who it is. Co-founder, editor-in-chief. They have some contact information, some licensing information, and things like that. Whatever. But the side that they are covering is the 3%ers or the white militia, not the black folks. They'll try to skew the information about the black folks to be the negative story, while on this end, they'll show you that they are a part. Like, you can't get these pictures unless you're standing right next to these motherfuckers. You got to be parked somewhere where they're gathered. And while they're getting organized and what are we going to do and what streets are we going to be on, what you actually see happen is that the black people already figured it out. So when you say Second Amendment morons, Jan, this is who you're talking about. The Second Amendment morons who had more than 3 days to get themselves organized. And let me ask you, when they like to look at us and say we're disorganized, bruh, what the fuck are you finna do with this knife when you have people who can enact the damage of 154 rounds fired in 4 minutes? And look, the Georgia. So when they like to make it about the these outside agitators, that's them, these Georgia motherfuckers too. But this motherfucker got a big ass knife. I tell you that. If he get up on you, he probably could do something with that knife. But if this fat ass nigga get up on you, then yeah, you were undisciplined and you should have damn sure executed whatever it is you were learning a little bit better. Take that shit serious. Now, look, they got their coolers, they got their water and everything. That's just crazy. Look at these fat motherfuckers, man. You unhealthy pieces of shit. And you got this. What the fuck is this? A walkie-talkie and shit. These motherfuckers got like $6 to their name out of all of them. They spent all that money that they got from intergenerational slavery and passing along that inheritance. They spent all of that just to get these stupid looking walkie-talkies. I thought you said channel 3, John. No, I said 7. Well, is it 3 or is it 7? Well, goddamn, my 3 doesn't work, says Martha looking ass bitch. I don't give a fuck about none of this shit right here. Man, can we link up on channel 3 or is it 7? I got an idea here. Let's just meet in the middle and go with 5 looking ass niggas. Shut y'all ass up, man. These niggas dumb as fuck, nigga. I don't know what y'all be thinking when y'all think these militia groups. These ain't brain surgeons right here, man. It's not brain surgeons. So are either you're for the state-sanctioned violence against the American citizens or you're not for it. I keep the shit simple. Either you like the Constitution and you think that it should be applicable and it matters, or you don't, whatever side it is. Even if you say, look, I believe in the words of the Constitution, even though I know it's being poorly executed, because then you can move into the politics. But until you at least understand which side you stand on, miss me with that bullshit. We stand against the NFAC. 3% call to action. The time is now. Louisville, Kentucky, July 25th. And so, you know, they pass these messages around to their folks. Likewise, in black media, we have the responsibility to pass forward the message, man. They had about 10,000 go to Los Angeles. This was just the government sanctioned wing. That had about 10,000. We already know that the Federal Reserves was called out there and they can be activated in real time. We know with the police unions, the boys in blue can come from every county and jurisdiction as needed. And in fact, in places like Florida and others, they said that they can begin to deputize people as they so see fit. And so with all of these actions or these provocations of state-sanctioned violence, remember that all of this is to defend the stupid motherfuckers in blue who went into the wrong damn space and killed the wrong motherfucking nigga. You killed the wrong one, or you killed the right one for this one. So law enforcement is boss out here. These militia groups gathered from the various states. So do you call them outside agitators? Their events leader, Tara Brado, see, I didn't know who that was, aka Hog Girl, is based here in Kentucky. She explains the militia's role as to back up the police in keeping peace. So she wants to be on the side. She's a militia that wants to be on the side of the state-sanctioned violence. That's how you know they're idiots. They're absolute idiots. How are you on the militia, which the militia is only formed when the federal government is taking power, but you want to back the police? I'm gonna let her say it.
Remember, law enforcement is.
You out your motherfucking mind if you thought I was finna let that Karen get up there and say that shit. Not on my platform. Fuck that bitch. She's stupid and she on the wrong side. Like they just want to kill somebody. There's the absence of soul. You just want to kill somebody. In the event the police can't handle it, you mean these motherfuckers with big ass MRAP vehicles can't handle 3,000 people? Well, that sounds like you got a problem already. You mean all of these the ghetto bird helicopters that fly in the sky can't handle it? We got a problem already. The Hueys, the Puff the Magic Dragon can't handle it, then there's a problem already. Fuck you talking about, well, we're here on the side of the police. No, you want to say that because you want sympathy, but it doesn't work like that. The police can't tell who's shooting at who, and they don't give a fuck. It's like the old rages where the mosh pit where everybody's jumping around and you have no friends. But we're on the police. No, you're trying to be on the right side of history, which is the wrong side of history in this one. Even if the police say you all are right, it's still just a precedent for running inside people's houses. Stupid ass bitch. The group just held a prayer. I told you that Christian shit is fucking people's minds. We are the army of the Lord. I won't play that shit either. This Ford Fisher motherfucker is dropping tea on them niggas, though. I'll tell you that. Now, I remember this shit now, so I'll give the caravan days. This shit is nice. I can dig this. The caravan's moving towards a certain destination full of the homies and shit. I know that to be true and intact. We need to tighten up, Jimmy. We need to tighten up. They using blinkers and everything. How is you going out there to kill some niggas, but you using your blinkers to make sure you don't get a ticket first?
Okay, when we get off this 3rd Street exit, everybody needs to tighten up.
Tighten up. Look, they got him in cold. Look at him. He proud of this long ass knife. Bruh, if it gets to hand combat, something then already went wrong. Something is wrong. You're not supposed to survive 4 minutes of an actual armed conflict when each individual shooter can unleash 154 or more. That's just not how this resolves itself. I bet you they paid for parking right there in that parking garage too. This old motherfucker, what is it that you gonna do? See, the only thing that matters here is that he finds him a place to just lay down in his prone position. This fat motherfucker can't do shit. Just lay down and get there. Lay down and just stay there. So this fool, Ford Fisher, whoever this is, he got him in the parking garage. He got all of that shit. So I'm going to get off of them and try to get back to us. But I did want to be at least a bit reasonable and show both sides of what's going on, since that's what they always want to talk about. I tried to keep the live stream going. We kept it running as long as it would rock. So salute Top Cat. Salute the legendary Top Cat. Excuse me. Salute the legendary Top Cat for breaking it this morning. And then after he broke it, it was up to the next person up to take that conversation and move it forward. Hopefully I did the conversation a little bit of justice here with the information that I brought. I even moved it forward to even show the other side. We know our side. We got our side. What we need as a call to action is, if this is something that you're passionate about or that you know about, or maybe you know somebody that's passionate about this type of information, don't allow the white supremacy side to be the only one spinning this narrative. Man, if you are inside of media and you are a YouTube content creator, then you do have an obligation to protect our image, and even the image of those who are out here strapped up. Fuck what you talking about, man. This shit is necessary. Out there strapped up is an important part of this battle. And you saw it from both sides. They are willing to go to bullets. Must have learned that in all that discipline training. In fact, Grandmaster, as you just saw these fat Teletubbies on the other side, look at what they're saying. Tubby there is going to have trouble getting either his SKS or pistol into action in a hurry, which is why I showed you how fat them other motherfuckers is that they talking about. I even showed you the fat police officers that would have to engage with this shit. So miss me with that bullshit. They want to degrade our soldiers, our warriors. Black people and black media was like, here's what gets me. And let me make sure I still got people even in the live stream rocking with us, because I done went into a whole nother tangent. I salute. Oh shit, I done had the GOAT themselves. Nyla says the GOAT came in and was rocking with us. And man, that's amazing, man. Brother George then came in here, man. That's what's up. It looked like somebody started trying to give me some business, man. I don't know if I got wrenches to shit, because I typically don't do this. When I first started off, I was challenged to create content. It was like, man, we need more black YouTubers to, tell a story from your black first perspective. And so that's why I start going in. And when I first started, it was hella mass shootings and shit. So my first series, if you check out my channel and just look at what I've delivered, some of my first ones were mass shootings. I could have named this one mass, except there is no mass shooting. What instead you have are people who are locked inside of an ideological battle and considering how willing they are to come to blows. I'm gonna say that one time. You have people locked into an ideological battle and they are considering right now how willing they are. And that's a message that runs through everybody's heart. When you get pulled over, when you see the blue lights behind you and you don't feel like, damn, can I get him? Like, then you're probably not cut for this. If you don't see the blue lights pull up behind you and you're like, oh shit, and you don't feel that inside of your gut, then this isn't for you. You're not somebody who should be watching state-sanctioned violence play out in these streets, because you would be against the civil unrest, which is the natural response to state-sanctioned violence. There's no other way around it. There is no other way around it. Not here in America, that was founded in the light of protest. There's just no other way around it. There's not. There is not. And I don't want to get all the history and shit. I want to keep it right here. And so we have this image right here. I'm sharing the media. That's what I'm doing. As a part of Black Media, I'm sharing the media right here. I showed you who is actually the person who presented the media, so that if you need the source or whoever it is, if you want to go back and find it, but it's here and it's available and it's rocking. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to see if the live stream on Facebook has kicked back in. But they did cut us off. For whatever reason, they cut us off. I don't know if we had boots on the ground, but there on Facebook, boots on the ground showing the live coverage. And I just showed the entire as much as I could. I came in a bit late because I was still listening to Legendary Top Cats, but I showed the entire speech of Grandmaster Jay surrounded by his armed brothers and sisters on those steps. And yeah, there were some other elements that I brought in to keep it moving, but this is documented and it's here now for us, and we can dissect it later. Our job right now is to make sure that they're not taking this narrative and making it about, oh, well, there's NFAC folks who are shooting themselves. They're undisciplined. They're this, they're that, and the third. Now, this is a ferocious step. They want to call this dude fat, man. Nah, this dude right here, this could be the homie right here. I don't know where he is or what he does in his life. Godspeed and God bless the brother, but they ain't finna just ridicule the brother and we don't give any pushback. No. Anyway, let's see what they say. They want to talk about discipline. Gunshots erupted. Again, they are spinning the hell out of this message. If you're part of the Black YouTube media or you have your Facebook, what I need for you to do, like if you go to your Facebook right now, you may have this as a trend. I need you to say something on the side that understands. Because we have a lot of people who are saying things even right now, and they are beating us in this sprint to get our message out there. We just don't have the numbers to compete with the NBCs and the USA Todays and all of that shit. We are not there yet, but we do need that message to continue. We do need to keep fighting that battle as media, just like we need our brothers and sisters there on the front line to fight their battle. Everybody ain't willing to do it. So I'm not saying everybody do it. I said, if you do it, then we need you. For those who are willing, See, their level of willingness is to have to get out there with actual bullets. Their level of willingness started before that. They had to go pick their weapon of choice. Their level of willingness had to start even before that. They had to go and get themselves familiar with whatever firearm of choice they have. And that was them coming to terms with how willing they are to either sit by idly or to fight back. I don't really want to show this, even though somebody has it, the live Louisville NFAC 3 shot by accidental discharge. But as you see, and as I'm showing you, when it comes to the other side of this media argument, they are running this narrative as if we're out there killing ourselves at this formation. "10 minutes ago, the protest appears to be ending peacefully as both sides begin to disperse after NFAC leader Grandmaster Jay addresses the crowd with a heated speech." What I did for you all today is present the speech from Grandmaster Jay. Whether I like him or not, he is the one who got up on the podium. They didn't have to like Martin Luther King Jr., that youngin', when he was getting up on the podium. But out of all people who were speaking, he is the one who was speaking there. I'm going to give them a thumbs up for actually doing that, or I'm going to like it. And that's a hell of a picture. So I actually like that as well, that they shared that. And then the news is that it looks like they appear to be dispersing peacefully. And so it looks like the 3%ers did not come get that smoke once again. Thank you, everybody, for rocking and joining in with B1 Brother Moses here. Thanks, everybody who shared the information already. I appreciate that. Much love to you. Let me do something else. And just because, and this is serious, because there is a lot of spaces where they don't do this. Look, man, I am just a regular dude. I am just a regular dude. This is just regular information. I am who I am. I feel as I feel. I've served my country. My family has served our country. The right to say something, we already know that that's constitutionally endowed. Fair Use Act, I shouldn't have to say that, but being an African-American man, they feel like we have to use that. And even African-American women in these YouTube spaces, if we want to share other people's information, they think that we have to get permission. No, this is education, and this will be history. And this is something that is going to be with us for a long while. And as we continue to negotiate on that ideology, you know, fairness, the principles of liberty, justice, and all of that, as we negotiate, this is just one tactic. This isn't even the strategic one of saying having a national black military. This is still the armed militia, but an actual armed black military would then be a conversation that expands to like the, what's the dude, the movie producer, director, Tyler Perry Studios, what he did when he went and bought Fort McPherson, but instead of trying to make movies about it, actually create the battleground for black militiamen and stuff. So reactivate black forts. You can go to places like Fort Polk and others, Fort Jackson, Stewart, and you'll see that it's a lot of black people in the military already. So saying, why don't they just join the army? Man, get the fuck out of here. We have black people in the army. Unfortunately, in these social unrest type incidents, that same army, that same National Guard or whatever it is, that system would be against those black people. And that's historically shown. Desegregating schools, they were against us. So they can miss me with all that bullshit. Anyway, it's been fun. It's been over an hour, which I didn't think that it was that long, but I did want to make sure he got his due justice. The white folks would not show his entire speech. You can take that to the bank. They are not going to show his entire speech. But here in the B1 network, we did show it with limited interruptions, but we got to keep it popping. And so with that, damn, there are 86 people here watching with us live. I salute everybody that joined, but now it's time for you to go find another live stream to fuck with, because I am B1 Brother Moses. Hey, I almost took my boy's clothes. I am B1 Brother Moses. That's all I got.